Okay, we're gonna do one take and one take only because we are professional just like that. Not really. This is still pretty brand new to me, and we are all brand new here together. Thanks for coming back. Subscribe if you haven't, if you're interested in keeping in touch with my videos, whether that's for running or just the random talking content that I'm doing here. So today is Saturday, August 16th, 2025. This dang bird, man. Sorry, I'm going to full one. I don't think the audio has been that great on my videos. Still kind of new to this sort of thing on video editing. This bird, it's just chirping in my video. Where was I? Yeah, so shout out to you who have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that button if you want to stay tuned for any sort of running content or soon to be travel content. I'll be heading to Europe for about a month, leaving in September. You'll see why I'm doing that in a little bit. Stay tuned. Foreshadowing. But here we are into the Edmonton Marathon weekend. The race is tomorrow. And yeah, today I'm really just relaxing, doing this video, just preparing my body before race day tomorrow. So, where should I really begin? I guess maybe a little about me. My name's Kyle Astron. Before running, I was doing competitive swimming ever since, I think I started when I was 7-ish, I think 7 years old. I was put into swimming lessons by my parents even before that, at the YMCA. You know how there's like dolphin, starfish, goldfish, tadpole, I don't know what it was. I got pretty far into it, not necessarily lifeguarding level, but nearing the end of whatever top level they had. And then before I got into competitive swimming, so my older brother, he started before me, and I remember going to his practices after school and just watching him swim. And just from like my very faint memory, I would be in the stands or in the bleachers and just mimicking like his strokes and, you know, really wanting to join him. So yeah, my dad put me into swimming. I did that until, I guess, high school. That's what, 16 years old, 16, 17. But I quit competitive before high school, I want to say. So let's see, quick math. 7 years old to, let's say, 14, 15, 7-ish years of competitive swimming, and then 3 additional more of high school swimming. Surprisingly though, I didn't carry that much speed, or I didn't build much speed through swimming or during high school swimming, but I was still able to keep up with a lot of the club swimmers during our high school meets. So anyways, yeah, before running, I was into swimming. After swimming, I did some community basketball. Did that for a few years with my friends. That was pretty fun. We had like weekly weekend games. After basketball, came high school. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I think I started lifting weights or going to the gym. Maybe starting grade 12 maybe 11, 12, and then heading into university. And that's where I began doing my powerlifting. I know. Shout out to Max Tuning. He kind of started my interest in powerlifting. So if you check out my Instagram, I might have some old lifting videos of me back in the day. If you're interested, like PRs were, I think I had a 250 pound bench. My squat, I want to say my squat was my best. 330-ish pounds. And deadlift was kind of weak. It's, I think, 405 pounds plus. I think I got that far. But anyways, yeah, just a whole roller coaster of different sports that I was doing, and here we are with running. I've been running since COVID 2020, and geez, I guess thank you COVID for giving me this wonderful sport. I've always been interested in endurance sports. Even after I quit swimming, I wanted to do triathlons. That was always on my bucket list to do, and still is on my bucket list. One day I will do an Ironman, but there's so much training involved. I'm kind of lazy. Running, even just running is enough. But yeah, I'm just rambling. So, started running 2020. It's been 5 years, I guess. Yeah, just almost over 5 years. I did my first marathon, and I did a virtual marathon because the races were still closed. So I did the Edmonton Virtual Marathon in 2021. I ran that in 3 hours and 16 minutes. Ran it all solo, except with my uncle beside me. He was very kind enough to bike beside me and pass me some Gatorade or snacks whenever I needed them. And I have a really disgusting story to tell from that. But that will be for another day. That was my first one, and yeah, I guess I was hooked. I would have to go back to my training logs to see what I was really doing or what my goals were. I don't know if I had a time goal, but yeah, 316 was it. And then from that, I saw that I was pretty close to Boston without, I trained pretty hard, but maybe not as dedicated or as serious as maybe it could have been. So following that same year, I signed up for the California International Marathon. That one is in December. So I ran that same year, 2021. And I want to say, I know I beat Q'd off of that. I think I ran a 253 or 256. And another funny story from that race. So that was 2021. And what was next? I didn't run Boston the following year because I qualified for 2023. So 2022, I don't think I ran again until the next CIM. And I want to say I ran 245, maybe? No, 243? Maybe I'll post a screenshot of it. But I improved a lot. And then 2023, I ran Boston. I was going through a lot of injuries, kind of near that timeline. Didn't perform as well as I wanted to because I had a hamstring strain. That year was just plagued with injuries. I ran Boston. Oh, and then from Boston, I ran... Oh, there was a half marathon I think I did in 2022. That was the Edmonton one. So half marathon, Boston 2023. There, I want to say I ran 250-ish off of a half-assed training block, still kind of limping in. Not really my best, but Boston, if you ever get the chance to run that race, one of my all-time favorites. Just the city, the course, the food, but it feels such like a running city when you're there for the Boston Marathon. It's incredible. So that was that. And then this one I remember, that later August 2023, I ran the Edmonton Marathon. I think that was my first official one in Edmonton. I ran a 2:39:59, which kind of blew my mind. I was on some crazy training during that time. Just kind of running at home or in your hometown race makes logistics a lot easier. You don't have to deal with travel, deal with like sleeping in another bed. You just wake up, drive to the start line. You have your friends and family in town already. Because I usually travel solo to those trips, Boston, and then my other CIM marathon trips that I've done. So that still stands as my best today, 2:39 from 2023. And then that same year, let's see, I did 3 marathons that year because later in October, so that was my birthday, and my parents joined me for the Chicago Marathon. We then went there for like my birthday celebratory marathon. I was again trying to go for a PB, but I still had that injury coming from April, like in Boston. I think I ran 250 something, but that's okay. Chicago was cool too. I definitely want to return because it's a nice fast course. But so that was 2023. Not much happening in 2024 besides just a few half marathons. So I really haven't raced for almost 2 years because we're in August 2025. I only ran my first road race during Canada Day. Before that, these darn injuries. I have finally committed. I'm so lazy when it comes to doing strength training or doing light gym work. When you're injured, you're just kind of down in the slumps, don't want to do anything. For me at least, I feel really unmotivated because without running, I'm just sitting on the couch or just sitting in my chair doing nothing. I do have a bike trainer now that I usually do on the side for cross training. That's during the winter when it's too cold out to run or I don't want to go to the gym and run on the treadmill. I have finally started a good strength training, light body work, very light weights, if any, at all. Really hamstring, glute focused. I know my glute medius, something like that. My hips are so weak, especially from just sitting on the chair all day working at my computer. I feel like that's kind of been the big change from going from university to the working life. I'm only 26 and it's kind of weird to say I feel achy and sore always after after a work day, just sitting at my computer all day. So it's definitely good to get up and stretch, especially your hip flexors, quads, everything, your glutes. Geez, I'm rambling. Okay, we're at race day. So let me talk about the training block, the good, the bad. There hasn't really been much bad. That's, I don't know, I guess good to say. I always find there's one thing that bothers me during a training block. In a training block, I say about 12 to 16 weeks is how long I prepare for a marathon. I think normally how it should be is you're kind of running continuously for the entire year, and then for your actual marathon block, whether it's 8 weeks, 12, 16, that's when you put more specificity into long runs, marathon pace work, that type of stuff. But for me, because I was coming off injury and because I live in a city where it's half winter all the time, like it starts snowing in sometimes October, usually November is when it's too cold for me. I'm a very fair weathered person. I was only doing a lot of cycling, so I didn't start running until I did a few runs in February when I went to San Diego for my cousin's wedding, but I didn't actually start training until mid-March or April is when I started building consistent weeks. And that's what this marathon block has been all about. Just those small stepping stones each and every week, getting 1% better. I found myself, and this is why I think I got injured or injured myself plenty of times already, is I was trying to do either too much too soon, or I was just pushing my body through way too much work. I was looking at my previous stats and my data, and there was no question at all that I was overtrained, overworking, underfueling, not eating enough, not sleeping enough, not recovering enough, running too much, running too hard, running out of my zones, you name it. It gave me good times, but it kind of made me miserable because I ended up getting injured. I was just kind of dogging it during my runs. They were hard runs, and they would kind of push me to the edge. And a lot of the time, I wouldn't have energy for other things to do during my day, especially on the weekend. So when it came to this marathon block, I wanted to focus on making things manageable. So I started off with just making a goal of running 45 minutes every single day, whether it's a fast run, a slow run, recovery run, just getting out there, enjoying the nice, beautiful weather for 45 minutes. It sounds so long, but especially now, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling, but you'll see half an hour tick by, maybe 1 hour, and you'd be like, dang, already 1 hour, I want to keep going. And that's how a lot of my runs have been feeling these past few weeks, because I haven't been putting too much pressure on myself. And yeah, I've been once again finding joy in running. It's also that I am such a competitive person. I always want to do well I always, like, I'm not gonna win, but I know that I can always like be better. There's always that one thing that I can do better next time. So that's kind of cool about running. You can either just be a recreational runner, where you're just running for health and fitness, which is amazing. That's like, I'm super happy that a lot of people are finding running as their escape or getaway. Like, it's making them feel good, especially mentally, emotionally. Or you can, try to reach some type of elite level, or you can have that goal of beating your time for every marathon, half marathon, 5K. Yeah, it's a pretty neat sport, and you're running for yourself, but also with other people. I do a lot of my runs solo, just due to work commitment, and it's difficult to find a schedule with other people to run with, and that's it's nice to just go for a run by yourself, but it's also nice to join other people and do like a hard workout together, do a long run, or just talk and run, even talk and walk. Yeah, I guess you can do it with any sport, but running has found a joy back into my life. So yeah, here we are. So 1, small steps. 2, the thing that I have been improving on, like I mentioned earlier, is doing like a strength, glute, hip training routine. So I've been going to the gym about maybe 3-ish times, sometimes 4, usually 3 times a week. If I don't go to the gym, I have some weights and like glute, hip band exercises that I do here at home, and I'll do like a quick 30, again, like a small bite-size segments of exercise. Like, I do 20 to 30 minutes of clamshells, monster walks, hip thrusts, calf raises, stuff for my hamstring. Geez, why can't I? Romanian deadlifts or regular deadlifts. Some, like routine for my back and my shoulders, just keeping that healthy. But yeah, just nothing too complicated. You can just search online for strength training exercise 20 minutes for runners, or quick 20-minute strength training routine, and you can find videos where they guide you if you have weights or not. They're all manageable, and I definitely want to say they've been helping me feel stronger as a runner, but also just healthy in general. Again, because I sit so much at my desk, it's important to keep those muscles engaged. And yeah, okay, I am yapping. Oh, I gotta still recording. Okay, wow, we are at 20 minutes. I haven't said anything. Okay, 2, strength training. 3, let's think of a third one. What has been going well? Let's say sleep. I guess sleep has been good for me. I don't get 8 hours of sleep every day. I don't know why I don't. I mean, I don't have a problem these days with waking up early. I wake up around 5:30. Before 5:30. I do my runs before work. And I don't know about you, but it takes me such a long time to wake up, get ready, eat some food, do my stretches. It's already past like an hour or so, and then I'm out the door before 7. So 90 minutes. What am I doing? It's taking me so long to get ready for a run. that's kind of my routine, I guess. So sipping on some Gatorade for my carb load. I guess I'll talk about that later. Yeah, sleep has been well. Let me know if you sleep for 8 hours. How do you do it? Like, if I wake up at 5:30, that means I need to be in bed by 8:30, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, so 9:30. It's like 9:30, 10. I have to be sleeping, which it's kind of manageable, but I usually sleep until, or start sleeping at 11, 10:30. I'm just staying up watching YouTube. I love YouTube. I don't know about you. I just love watching content. That's why I made this YouTube video, or this YouTube channel. Yeah. Okay. 3 good things. Let's do one bad thing. One bad thing is okay, I can think of 2. Number 1, I almost strained my hamstring again, but not from overworking, or I guess it has to come from somewhere. So I slightly overworked myself. Thankfully though, I realized it immediately, so I took 2 days off of running. I still went to the gym, did some strength training, relaxed in the sauna, light, again, band weight work, but 2 days off of running, and I guess that helped it relieve any type of serious pain. So almost strained myself, but thankfully no injuries during this training block. So I guess that was the one almost scare. Number 2 though, what was it? Okay. So for my type of training, during my long runs, I like to do some type of marathon pace work, whether that's, so like the workout would be 5 times 5 kilometers, or like 3 times 8 kilometers, or half an hour easy, 1 hour marathon work, and then half an hour cool down, or something like that. And during the actual marathon effort, I like to run the pace that I think I'll run my marathon at. But because sometimes it's just so mentally taxing to think of what time and goal I want to race, I didn't really set a pace for myself during those runs. I know I was hitting or running at least faster than 3:50 minute per kilometer. Pretty sure I was running like 3:45s, maybe even 3:40s, but not consistently. So that's like my one worry going into tomorrow, is I hope I have enough of that like foundation where I can last 42 kilometers, 26 miles of marathon effort. I think I can. I've been this running block has been since March. I've had some pretty good long runs, pretty good workouts. Fueling. So I guess, yeah, with fueling in my long run and my long runs, I don't usually drink or eat food during or even before my run. I'll eat a banana, but that's about it. I have a hard time getting food down during my runs. I used to be very what's the word? I used to practice a lot, running with Gatorade, running with like gels. I used to run with candy. Shout out to Jujubes. That was the sour candy or quick carbs, quick sugar that I would use to fuel my runs. So you don't need fancy gels or drinks. You just need some sort of quick sugar, even maple syrup. I used to, that's the Canadian in me, the maple syrup. Just sip on that all day. That's why you love running, right? You can just eat sugary drinks all the time. Or candy, food, whatever you want. So I think I named 3 bad things. Kind of not really marathon focused training, but that's okay. Not fueling. And third was, what was the third one? Oh, almost injured myself. So yeah, 3 good, 3 bad, but we focus on the good. So, before I talk about goals for tomorrow, let's talk about carb load. So, I have been, I guess, I don't know if you would call it a carb load, because I eat so much already. Like I don't usually track my macros because I have a good idea of what I eat consistently. I usually eat not the same thing every day, but there's sort of a routine what I'm eating often. Whether it's cooked beans, pasta, rice, a lot of fish, not too much red meat, chicken, yeah, fish. I love sweets, I love candy, I love chocolate, so a lot of desserts, a lot of fruit, bananas, apples, blueberries, frozen fruit, fresh fruit, everything. So a lot of whole foods that I eat. If I had to guess, like I know now because I started my carb load of how much I'm eating, but before I started on Thursday, I'm probably eating 2,500 to 3,000 calories per day, maybe more if I'm feeling extra hungry or if I want to eat extra the night before my big workout. So I guess that's normal, I think. But yeah, I started again to track my macros just to make sure I was hitting enough carbs for this carb load. I think the calculator is, you can search it on Google. Her name is Featherstone, or Megan, and her website is Featherstone Nutrition. And I think the general practice is, well, so I'm eating or targeting 500 grams of carbs, and I weigh just over 52 kilos. So, what, 5 grams? Oh yeah, I think it's 4.5 to 5 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight is the rule of thumb for carb loading. So I'm deciding to kind of go on that higher scale of things. So I'm aiming for at least 500 grams of carbs. I was gonna do a carb loading series, but gotta check this again. Okay, still recording. I was gonna film all of my meals and things that I was eating during this, but I don't know if that's like pleasant to watch me eating. I'm not much of a mukbanger, so maybe next time. I don't know, it's kind of awkward filming yourself eating food. So again, a lot of beans, a lot of pasta, a lot of bread has been on my plate these past few days. Maybe I'll post a screenshot of my full macro breakdown in calories, what I've been carb loading with. This morning I had 5 servings or 5 cups of Rice Krispies. Later today I'll eat a big bowl of pasta. That's my superstition. Before in swimming, I would always have a big plate of fettuccine alfredo. Hint, hint, I'm going to Italy for one of my countries for my Europe trip. So I'm excited to try the pasta in Italy. Finally, some real authentic homemade pasta. I'll get into that later. If you have tips about Italy, drop them below. But yeah, so I'll be eating some pasta later today. Big breakfast tomorrow. Probably maybe more Rice Krispies if I have something. I usually like bagels, but sometimes now they sit heavy in my stomach. So I want to still feel light, not feel like there's a whole watermelon elephant stuck in my stomach. So yeah, that's the carb load. If you have any other questions about nutrition, training, just let me know. Okay, let's get into the actual race. So race prediction. So my Garmin, I have a Garmin 965, and it has this feature where it can tell you your race prediction. So my 5K prediction is 16:06. 10K prediction is 34 minutes and 4 seconds. That was 5K, 10K. My half marathon is 1 hour 14. And my marathon prediction time from my Garmin is 2 hours 40 minutes and 25 seconds. My best time is 2 hours 39 minutes and 59 seconds. So we are about a 30-second difference in prediction and best time. So I don't usually care what my Garmin tells about me. Like, for example, it says my VO2 max is a 68, or my running VO2 max, and my cycling VO2 max is 73. What else can it say? My FTP, for you cycling nerds, is a 4.3, and my lactate threshold pace is 3 minutes 31 per kilometer, or 167 beats per minute. That's heart rate. So and then, like, again, my Garmin tells me training readiness, HRV status. I do look at heart rate, not during my runs, but post-run. Kind of just a post-run data tool to see how hard my run was. But I don't train to heart rate. I train by pace or by time. That's another video. So yeah, race prediction. Goals, race prediction tomorrow. The weather is great. The weather is, it's a little chilly. This morning has been really chilly, even the past few days because of the rain. But tomorrow should be picture perfect. I think about, it should be 8-10 degrees the morning at 7 a.m. race start. I'll be wearing just my singlet and shorts, likely, maybe some arm sleeves, and throw them away to my parents mid-race. So beautiful temps. The wind should be very good, probably in low 10 k's an hour, so nothing crazy. Hopefully there's a nice tailwind coming home. There's two things I'm worried about is hopefully I'm not running solo. 'Cause in these smaller city races, or like hometown races that aren't major marathons, it's kind of hard to find a pack of people to run with. Like when I was running CIM, Boston, Chicago, you would have hundreds and hundreds of people around you on the street. And it's so fascinating. Just, when you're like in a small random area with no fans cheering, and then you hear the footsteps of all the runners just thumping. That was a really bad reenactment of steps hitting the ground, but you just, it's I guess it's like a marching band, marching thing, soldiers hitting the ground, like all in rhythm. So hopefully I'm not solo tomorrow. And then with the marathon course is for the faster runners. So we start at 7, the half marathoners start at 7:45, and we share the same course. So on the west side, when I'm from 30 Ks on to the finish, I have to pass all of these runners and weave through them left and right. When I ran in 2023, thankfully it wasn't too bad, but it can be a problem. Hopefully this year, I know like Edmonton Marathon has been reaching like record signups. I don't know if the capacity has increased, but hopefully I don't run into many people. So here's my race bib, number 71, elite. It's just a word. I think regularly, like the normal bibs have your number on here. For the elite people, you get your name, so people know my name. Cheer for me if you see me. And that's me. I'm pretty pumped. My race shoes tomorrow will be the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 4. What a mouthful jumble. In my previous video, I wore them for a quick workout. My first run in them. I talk about it more in the other video, but yeah, they're so bouncy. So that'll be my race shoe of choice. And let's see how far we are. We're at 42 minutes. Long video. So I think I'm going to wrap things up here. Again, thank you for watching. Goals after Edmonton. I'll save that for another video. So if you're still here at the end, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if I even covered all the things I wanted to talk about. But again, this was my Edmonton Marathon build-up. More races will be on schedule for 2025, hopefully. Again, hint, I'm heading to Europe in September. So if you're savvy enough, you might be able to figure out what race I will be doing. The race is not in Italy though, but again, if you have tips for Italy or Spain, drop your tips below. You can follow me on Strava or Instagram. Search up Kyle Asseron. And yeah, if you were racing the Edmonton Marathon, let me know how it went for you. And yeah, let's hope tomorrow goes well. Thanks for watching this 45-minute episode. It was raw, uncut, just like how we said it would be. One take only, because we are the non-elite, elite professionals. Yeah, okay. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Peace.